There was no way I was meant to be a guy that kind of like gets the handshake and then they look past you type of thing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm not delusional about about my potential, about my abilities.
Right. Hello, everyone. Thank you guys for joining me here once again. This is episode 3 of Off the Clock with YunoJSA. I'm here with a special guest, Justin.
Yes,
Justin,
sir.
how you doing today, bro?
I'm doing very well. I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Of course, bro. Of course. So, Justin, former 3-star Virginia commit.
Yeah.
613 native.
Yes.
How you feeling, man? How you feeling being back home?
I feel good, man. We just had a bowl game. So I had a game the 27th. So I spent Christmas in Florida with the team. But, we came out with a win. Mm-hmm. So I feel good, man. I think I redshirted my first year. So I didn't touch the field much, but I think I developed a lot. So I'm excited for what the future holds.
100%. Sure. Love that. And we'll start off this interview by taking it back to childhood.
Yeah.
How would teachers at Elgin Elementary School describe Justin Rowe?
Man, I think they'll say he's just a good guy. He's just a nice, a genuine guy.
Uh-huh.
I love sports my whole life. So, I think they'll say that you're an athletic kid, just overall like respectful and nice to others. And I love winning though. I was competitive for sure. So I think that's something that stuck with me throughout the years.
And then so you say you love winning. You make sure that you're always the fastest in the class.
Bro, listen, like especially elementary school, you had to be the fastest. That's the biggest flex. Like 100%. If you could sit there and be like, yeah, I'm the fastest here. Right. Like grade 4, I won the public school 100-meter competition. That was a time. I won out with my chest.
You look nice, son.
Yeah.
You look nice. Yeah, and then as a kid, like outside of sports, what did you do to pass the time?
That's a great question. Honestly, growing up, I had my older brother Jeremy. Like, it was really we would spend time in the house, like playing soccer in the family room. It was really all sports surrounded. I didn't do much outside of sports. Mm-hmm. I was always moving around, spending time with Jeremy, spending time with my family. So that's really it. Yeah.
And then, you mentioned spending time with Jeremy. How much has your brothers played a role into your development, who you are today?
Yeah. Jeremy, just like the overall competitive nature, it definitely came from having an older brother. Like always hooping outside on the driveway. Those are the days. We never ended. The funny thing is we've never finished a game. Like he can never say he's beaten me because it always ends in beef. It always ends with someone yelling like you're fouling too much. Jeremy's always complaining about I'm fouling. I just think I'm there. I'm in front of him. But I don't think we've ever finished a game of one-on-one. But it's that competitive nature that you get from having a brother. And my younger brother, he pushes me to work hard for sure. Because I don't think he has to play football if that's something he wants to do. I want to make sure that I set that example and show him, just go all in for something you want to do. So
okay, for sure. And then moving on to grade 7, you eventually move on from Elgin High School to Mother Teresa.
Yeah.
Tell the people about how grade 7 gym class almost ended your football career.
Oh, was that ultimate frisbee?
Yeah.
Whoa, that's a throwback, man. Yo, I'm so okay. We're outside. And it's getting intense. Again, I'm competitive whatever I do. So I remember someone threw the frisbee and I'm moving and I dive for it and I miss it. So I'm like, you know what? If I'm gonna dive, I might as well make it look kind of cool.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I do a little somersault type of thing, roll over my shoulder, get up. I'm feeling nice, chill, brother. And then I'm like, whoa. I think it was my left. I'm like, whoa, so at first I'm like, because I have a pretty high pain tolerance. So I'm calm. And more as time goes by, I'm starting my head starts tingling, bro. I'm like, bro, tears are starting to come out. I'm like, yo, this is bad looks, man. I'm walking through the hallways back to my locker, bro. I'm crying. My mom's like, they call my mom like, yeah, he has a high pain tolerance. Something's probably wrong. Turns out I had I fractured my clavicle, and I was in a sling, and then I missed a few football games my first year.
Right.
That's my worst injury I've ever had, up to that time at least. And it wasn't football related at all. I had to tell my coaches, yeah, man, ultimate frisbee got me, man. It got me. But hey, man, that was a throwback. That's a great pull. That's a great pull.
Hey, man, gotta do my research, bro.
No cap.
But you even mentioned as a child, a lot of basketball and a lot of soccer.
Yeah.
Why football? Why did you choose to play football?
Yeah, so I'd say my first love was really soccer. I have to keep that on the low though, but it was everyone loved soccer growing up,
True.
It was soccer and then it was basketball, then it was volleyball. I love playing whatever, but I played a lot in elementary at Elgin Street Public School. I played a lot of football at recess, and it was like touch football. You know, in the winter maybe tackle, look without the teachers knowing on the low, but like
for sure.
You know, I played a lot of quarterback, receiver, whatever I wanted to do. And I remember one of my boys, Nick Husband, shout out to my guy. He was like, yo, you should generally like try tackle football, like, you know, because up to that point I never played any sport like like extracurricularly, like outside of school. Everything I did was at Elgin Street Public School. You know, I did whatever, volleyball, handball, you know, anything, right? So I'm like, yo, you know, maybe I should try that out. So that was the end of 6th grade. As I'm finishing elementary school, I'm telling my mom, like, yo, my mom and dad, like, I kind of want to play football. And then Nepean Eagles, at my old house, it was literally our backyard. Like the field was right there, Bob Stevens Field. So, excuse me. But my mom at first, she was so against it. She was like, my son is not playing football. Like, what are we talking about? Like, and then over time, I just kept. I did my own research. I'm like, okay, the tryouts are this day. It's gonna cost this much. And my mom saw how much initiative I was taking, and she's like, you know what? My dad wanted. You know, my dad was kind of for it. He's like, you know, let him try it out. So, you know, and that was kind of how it all started off.
Okay, and then first year, you know, broken clavicle. Yeah. You know, the Sky Zone socks, neon shoes. Not too much there, but that second year, you took a big jump. Yeah. And then tell me about how much those Myers versus Eagles matchups, those Eagles versus Panthers matchups. How much did those mean to you growing up?
Man, like, again, thrive for competition, thrive for rivalries. Like, those are the games you look forward to. You know, 100%. those Myers and Panthers games. Like the rest of the teams, no disrespect, but it was like it's football's football. Right. You know, we want to win the game, but those are the ones like the whole city pops out to those games. Like those are the days you don't forget. 100%. Like being like how old was like being like 14, 15 years old, and you're at the Nepean Sportsplex, and the stands are packed with your boys and people around the community. I mean, those are the games you live for. Those games you want to win. So. When you lose those games, it sucks. When you win those games, you're on top of the world. So that's just part of sports, I guess. Yeah.
And so, was it a forward pass, 2019?
It was not. Yeah, like okay. So I'm like, you know, I'm trying to not be biased, right? But I'm looking at the film, right? So it was So for context, right? We ran a double pass. Right. That game was a real defensive game. You know, I forget what the score was.
Was it 10-17, something like
that. Yeah, something like that. Basically, we were going to tie the game off that, right? I think we needed a 2-point conversion to tie it. So it might have been 17-9 or something like that, right? Yeah. So I'm in the slot. Everyone knows the ball's coming to me in some way, you know? Right. So in our head, we practiced it like, listen, you know, I think my quarterback was Reed. He throws me the ball. And, like, I could see why the refs thought it was forward pass, okay? But if you slow down the film, like, he threw it at a certain yard line, and I'm pretty confident I caught it on the same. Like, it was really lateral. Like, it wasn't backwards, but it was like lateral. You know, and then I threw it to Noah Portner, ran on the sideline. Coaches say double pass, and after that, the game was over, bro. Like, we had a few more plays left, but it was like
the momentum was gone.
Yeah, it was like that was the play. But you know, like I'm ready to die on that hill. But you know, it was a good game. Right. You made memories. You can still talk about it with your boys to this day. So it was it was fun.
But on that point though, next year you talk about your competitiveness. Next year, or there was COVID, but 2021 got your get back.
Got the get back. We had lost to Myers. You were on that team, of course.
I was.
Yeah. We had lost to y'all the regular season.
Yeah,
it was like a 12 p.m. game. It was like morning. You know, it was sun was out.
Yeah,
whole city was there, packed.
Yeah, I remember.
Everyone was there to see the boys play. Man,
that game was live.
A lot of talking. And our offense, we had nothing going for us. It was after that game. And that's the thing about sports. The beautiful thing about sports, you can adjust after any game, after any half, after any quarter. I think we did a lot of gap scheme. It was like 21 dive, you know, to hit the 8. You know, we want to hit the 8 gap where the 1, 2, 3, whatever, right? After that game, we switched to zone running. So that way it gave us more flexibility, jump cuts, all that. So yeah, first game, real defensive game. Heaven took it back for a punt return. I was thinking about that the other day because if you didn't know, like I was a punter, right?
Right.
And we were missing a guy on the field.
Right. I do remember that.
It was 11 guys on the field, and I'm there ready to. I'm like, yo, you're trying to yell like, yo, where's who? I forget who it was. Where's such and such? Get on the field. But in my head, I know like, okay, we're about to get a delay game.
Right. So you just gotta.
So I'm like, I gotta stop the ball. But then looking back, I was like, I remember after the game, my coach came up to me like, in those situations, you just gotta take the penalty. But in my head, like. You're so afraid of penalties,
right?
in my head, I'm like, the clock is going, like, yo, snap the ball. But if I could go back in time, I would definitely like, you know what, let's get settled, take the penalty, let's get all the personnel on the field. But yeah, so Heaven took it back after that, man. And that's a good player though. That's a dog. That was like, no, it was him. It was a few of us really running that league. Yeah, and he was definitely one of those guys. So that was a good game. You have to lose to somebody. You might as well lose to the best player making a play.
100%. Yeah, 100%. And then you guys go on, you win the A Cup on a Rouge.
Yeah,
against Panthers.
Yeah.
To those who don't know what a Rouge is, quickly explain that.
So city championship, Panthers rivalry game, Nepean Sports. So basically our home field, not really, but basically they're cross city. So it's a tie game. Canadian football, you can punt it out the end zone and get 1 point. So I'm punting the ball. We had actually attempted the Rouge earlier, but I had pinned it inside the 5, so it was still a good punt. But we punt the ball out of the end zone, game over. And they had no idea. It was like, I was talking, because it's funny because it all went full circle, because a lot of guys on that team I went to boarding school with eventually a few years later. I was actually with them last night. We were chilling, so they had their coaching staff completely forgot about the rule. So that was a good play call by our coaching staff, because they had no one in the end zone ready to field it. So winning off a Rouge, it's a win's a win.
A win's a win.
That's what I say. A win's a win. It was a good game.
No cap. And then moving on from there, after that off season, or after that season, the next season you ended up playing would be in the States. But in that off season, there were a couple things you did to really take your game to the next level. Yeah. How did working at McDonald's prepare you to take the jump?
Holy, these are good polls, bro. I haven't thought about this in a minute, bro.
How did working at McDonald's prepare you for the next level,
bro? It's kind of like, I don't want to work this job, bro. McDonald's, I think it's a good place. Develop yourself, take some responsibility. But what I was doing I'll never forget. Saturday mornings, I'm waking up 8 a.m. It's not that early, but at the time, I felt early at that age, right? 8 a.m. I got to eat breakfast. I'm going over to McDonald's. I'm walking through the snow. I'm going to McDonald's that was located in a Walmart, and I'm doing inventory. Mm-hmm. So I get there, and I gotta go to the back of Walmart, because that's where we stored all that stuff. I gotta take all the patties and the bread, take it all out, put the new stuff at the bottom, put the old stuff on top, do it for the fridge and freezer. I gotta take a big cart, pull it all the way through the Walmart to the McDonald's. It was that stuff keeps you humble,
Right.
But it also developed my discipline, time management, and that's a lot of things that football did for me as well. So after that summer, I worked 8 months, I think. So I worked right after that city championship. I got that job in November. I ended up quitting. I didn't even quit. I kind of just disappeared. It was one of those things. I told them, I'm going to boarding school. Can I still have the job if I come back for March break or Christmas? I ended up working, I think, that March break, and I never went back again. Never resigned. So,
right.
But honestly, it was a good experience, and now I'm happy I can say I worked the job, and I worked, But then, translating to football, it was kind of let's make the most out of this.
Right.
So McDonald's doesn't have to be where I'm at, So after that, I was like, I can't lie, I'm not doing this anymore. And thankfully, right now, I'm blessed to be in a position where I don't need to.
Right.
So no, it definitely helped out a lot. It was a good experience.
100%. But on a more serious note, after that 2021 A Cup, you did end up spending a lot of time with Coach Isaiah in this era. Yeah. Tell me about the role that Coach Isaiah, Coach Jean, what role did they play in your development and getting to where you are today?
So it was really they're one and the same, but two different perspectives. Coach Jean's responsible for showing me the vision. Mm-hmm. I remember the first time we met him, I think it was 2019. I believe it was summer of 2019. First day we met him, he sat us down. We went to a Tim Hortons out in the East End. Yeah, out in the East End. Mm-hmm. This was near L'Oreal. And he sat my family down. He brought Jerry at the time. He was at Toledo. And he said, listen, use football as a tool. Use it to bring you to allow it to bring you somewhere allow it to open doors that you may not have been able to open before. So with that, he brought up the idea of boarding school, and he had Jerry there to tell him his experience in getting a scholarship and getting school paid for, getting a free education. And I think that's what helped my mom allow herself to go all in with football as well. Just so Coach Jean was really there to set the vision. And then Coach Isaiah, he was mainly the physical, get you in shape, gain you the weight room is a place you gain a lot of confidence. Obviously, you can't just be a weightlifter. You got to play football as well. But I mean, you can just see your body develop, feeling better about yourself, feeling yourself getting faster, bigger, faster, stronger. It's a big help in sports. So those guys, I mean, without those two, I definitely wouldn't be where I am today. So I'm forever grateful for those guys. So one was really the vision, the other was the physical part of it. And then Coach Jean obviously helped with position training as well. And he's the one that kind of said, listen, I think you'll be a really good defensive back. Now that was before I was like out of nowhere I gained a bunch of weight. So I ended up playing linebacker, but you just said he pointed me in the direction of the defensive side of the ball, and that ended up paying off as well. So
100%. Shout out Coach Isaiah. Shout out Coach John.
Shout out those two, man.
Shout out those two. But your last year in Canada, overall, it had a lot of great highs and great successes for sure. Yeah. And for track and field, you went to Austin for high jump and for relay. Yeah. What can you say about that grade 10 history class? What was special about that class?
That grade 10 history class, man. It was all the guys in there. You were in there. I remember you were across the classroom on the other side. Yeah. We had Will Sanders in there. A lot of track guys. I remember, what was her teacher's name?
Miss Gilbert.
Miss Gilbert. Miss Gilbert, man. She was a big track fan, man. So you would walk in, she would be like, congratulations to all the track, man. It was like all the boys were in there, man. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, and it also was a great experience.
100%.
Running that 4x1 high jump, I sold. If I jump what I normally jump, I think I would have placed like top 5. But listen, you have your good days and your bad. But that was a lot of fun, man. It was a good time.
And then also that athletic year, it was the basketball team from Mother Teresa. Some people call them the generation of miracles in Ottawa. I think that team was something very special. And we get to the city finals, and the player has a bad game, but how do you in those moments, how do you lift up a teammate when he struggles like that?
I'll be honest, I don't know if there was a lot of lifting up that happened, man, but one of our teammates, I won't say no names, but it's never on one guy. Right. It's never that, but you could say maybe people should have helped for him to be more prepared to be in that position, but right. It was unfortunate, man. That was a legendary team. You look at that personnel, team. Man.
Heaters.
Wow, we were playing some ball,
Right.
And then we ran into a good team though. That St. Matt's team was good.
Right.
So I mean, I can't say we shouldn't have lost. They were still a talented team, but we shouldn't have gone out like that. But
it's
I watch the film back sometimes. I'll be honest, but man, I mean that's part of sports though.
True.
You win some, you lose some. 100%. As long as you feel like you gave everything you have, man, I mean, life goes on. So.
Life does go on, for sure. And I'll get back to the more football side of things now, though. As many Canadians, when they're looking to go to prep schools, they go to Football North or the Clearwaters of America. Why did you choose Asheville? Why was Asheville the best fit for you? Yeah, I get asked that a lot. And I had the opportunity to go to Clearwater, and I love to those programs. 100%. By no means am I dissing them. But I felt like Asheville offered me a healthy balance that I think that I wanted for myself and my family wanted as well. Just in the sense that the academics, and the support system you have there, you have office hours with your teachers, the small classrooms, the whole boarding experience, living on dorm right by the school, right on campus. I felt like that was something we were very attracted to. And that's something that to this day I'm very grateful for. I mean, I got to do things that I would have never seen myself doing. I was involved in theater. I was part of an a cappella group. I was in a student leadership position. All these things that not a lot of other schools can offer. And even if they did, I don't know if it would have been as organized and as many people supporting you. So I mean, that's why I chose Asheville. And there were days when I was like, man, maybe I should just be in Florida, where it's all ball, maybe in Florida I would have been a 4-star. Maybe in Florida, I'll be this or I'll be that. Right.
I'd have more, more freedom to go wherever I want at any time. Because I mean, Asheville, it offers a lot of structure. And at certain times you're like, man, I wish I could just go off campus right now or just, but I think it ended up paying off, and those are things that can now help me in college. So I think Asheville was a great landing spot for me, and I'm very grateful that God opened those doors and showed us to that spot.
100%. And then when you got there, I believe it was one of your first couple of games, you suffered a wrist injury, a hand injury.
Yeah.
Was that a welcome to the U.S. type of moment for you?
It was, in the sense that I got hit hard. Like, boy, I got decleated. Like, I'm talking legs and like, I remember like I got hit. I turned around, got hit, and I'm looking at the clouds in slow motion. Like so I got hit hard. It was a blindside, but still it was like I did get smacked, you know. But so yeah, that injury as a whole, it was hard for me. I remember when it first got hit, you know, the adrenaline's going. So it's like, bro, I'm good. Like, what are we doing? At first, the trainers were more worried about a concussion, right? So, and what hurt more is that it was on me. I still remember this day. I'm supposed to run a 10-yard out, and I'm getting too excited because I could feel it. I was like, yo, this is my game. Like, I already had a tackle at corner. I already had a fade ball on receiver. So I'm like, yo, I'm about to
go crazy.
You know what I'm saying? And I know I'm the hot route right now. Like, I'm the first read. So I know the ball's coming to me. So I'm like, instead of cutting at 10, I cut it at 7. Ball gets intercepted. I turn around. I get smacked on, like, as soon as the ball gets, you know what I'm saying? But that injury took a toll on me, especially mentally, just because at that moment I didn't know to what extent it was. Like, I didn't know if it was fully broken, like how long, if I was out for the season. So I remember sitting on the sideline like, man, like that was my second game. That was my first home game. So I'm like, man, like leaving home just to get hurt and be out for the season.
Right.
That's a scary thought, you know. And reclassing as well, you know. So I'm having all these thoughts, but thankfully it was a little like hairline fracture. I didn't even need surgery. I was out for a few weeks, and then I remember when I came back, I was wearing like a big like kind of casty thing. Yeah. I wasn't playing ball because it was like a mental thing among everything else. It was like I was scared to hit, scared to tackle, scared for contact. But after I got my foot back in the ground, you know, things started going well. But no, yeah. So that injury was definitely experienced. That was like really my first football related injury as well. But you know, we bounced back, and you know, adversity strikes all the time, football or not. So no, it was definitely something that crossed my mind. So
and everything worked out though. And then after that sophomore season at Asheville, you ended up getting your first offer, the Mizzou offer.
Yep.
How do you like explain that process of you getting that phone call, or was it like an email?
Oh yeah, this is a funny story. So I'm walking back to my room. It's a random day, I don't remember. And I'm going up to my room, and then one of my boys, Ryerson, he's Canadian as well. He's from like Alberta, I believe. He tells me like, because coaches walk through all the time. He's like, a Mizzou coach is in Coach Bryson's office. I'm like, okay, you know, let me pop by. Because at that point, I wasn't getting any interest. I'm thinking, man, because I had missed like 3 games. Right. So I'm like, yeah, man, like I'm not I'll wait for my time type of thing. Like next year I'm gonna ball out. So I'm like, but you know what? Like it never hurts just to shake a coach's hand.
Right. To say what's up.
Just say what's up, you know. So I walked by his office, and I was relatively new. That was my first year. So I actually walked directly past his office thinking he's on the other side. And he's like, oh, J. Rowe. So I walk in the room, Missouri coach is there, and I shake his hand. He's smiling. And I knew it was different because usually when I met coaches, like they'll kind of shake your hand and like look past you, like who's next type of thing. But he looked me in my eyes, smiled. Justin Rowe, nice to meet you. Just watched your film. Like, you're real impressive. And he says the words, man, like, we would love to offer you a scholarship to the University of Missouri. And then, but this is where it gets funny. Like, I'm like, yeah, appreciate it, coach, man. All right, see you. And then I remember looking at Coach Bryson. He like smiled. He was like, yeah. And I left. Because in my head, when he had said that, I thought he was like, we would potentially like to offer you.
Oh, okay. You didn't think it was like,
no, like, I'm thinking like, yo, keep balling. We'll watch your film. Keep balling. We would eventually love to like potentially offer you a scholarship. That's how much in my head I was like, I'm not going to get an offer this season.
Damn.
That's how much I was convinced. Because it was real, like, it was hard, man. Because like, I always felt like, man, I feel like I'm a top guy on this team, but I wasn't getting the recognition, you know? So that's how much I was convinced, like, yeah, it's not going to happen this year. But yeah, I said those words. I remember I went back to my room. My boy came to my room. I'm like, yeah, bro, like this Missouri coach said he would love to offer me. I was like, that's a good feeling, you know? Like, yo, he might offer me eventually. And he's like, yeah, man, maybe he did offer you. I'm like, I'm like, yo, chill. There was 0% of like nothing about me was convinced that was an offer. So then I'm walking to the dining hall, and my boy comes up to me, Adam Kaminsky. He's Canadian as well. He's from Toronto. He's at Central Michigan right now. He comes up to me. He's like, yo, congrats. I'm like, appreciate it. Like, yeah, you got the offer, bro. I'm like, oh, nah, I didn't. Nah, I didn't. He's like, nah, Coach Bryson literally just told me like he got offered by Missouri. I was like, no, like I'm ready to freak out.
Right.
But in my head, I'm like, chill. Like, let me find Coach Bryson. Right. So like, people start dabbing me up, people start hugging me. That's all up. But I'm like, where is Coach Bryson now? So I'm walking through. I'm like, love. You know, I'm half dabbing people up.
Right.
And I found him. I'm like, Coach, did he offer me? And he's like, J-Rowe, the man said I'm offering you a scholarship. Like he offered you. And I was like, bro, like I remember my heart started
beating at your chest.
Bro, I started sweating, like I'm getting hot. I call my mom and dad, and then I remember I call my dad. I'm like, yeah, Dad, yo, I just got an offer, like a scholarship offer to the University of Missouri. He's like, what does that mean? Oh no, like Dad, like this is what we want, like, you know,
right,
I got the offer. Thing, right. He's like, well, like scholarship, like you have an offer like to play football. I'm like, yeah, and like my mom's like, see, like Dad, she got the offer. You know, even my parents were like surprised. I'm like, that was wild. Like I'll never forget that day. And then I remember I went to history class right after. I had a quiz. I couldn't tell you what I got on that quiz. Like, listen, I'm on cloud nine.
Huh?
Yo,
history was the funniest.
You know, like history. What am I doing here? Like,
I'm with it up.
I remember I called the group chat, man. I'm like, yo, got the offer. Y'all boys was turned for me, man. I called Bryce. I called all the guys, man. I'm like, and then at that point, I wasn't even that like educated on SEC and what that meant, because at that time, SEC was top dogs, you know. Right. But now with like the way college football is constructed, man, and like group of 5 are ballers too.
Right.
You know?
Facts.
But, you know, so that was a big deal, man. So you know, that's a great memory. Something I always remember for sure.
And then you mentioned that you didn't think that you'd get that offer after your sophomore year.
Yeah.
How did you? Was you getting that Missouri offer? Was that like the moment you kind of removed that self-doubt away from yourself?
For sure. I think that was at the moment where I realized that others saw what I saw in myself, in the sense that I knew who I was, I knew who I could become, and I knew I was worthy at least of attention. You know, like for a coach to look me in the eye. Like there was no way I was meant to be a guy that kind of like gets the handshake and then they look past you type of thing. You know, so getting that offer definitely like gave me some confidence. Not in a cocky way, because I also understood that sophomore year offers, like those are great, but you're a long way from signing day. You're the way coaching staffs change and all that, and people lose interest, people ghost you. You hear countless stories of those. So 100%. Like kept my head leveled, but for sure it was definitely a thing of like, you know, maybe this could work out, and maybe I'm not delusional about my about my potential, about my ability.
Right. And then eventually, you know, you play your junior year, your senior year, and you eventually end up committing to Virginia, right? Yeah. In high school, you played, you know, all over the field, DB, receiver, a little bit of running back, kick returner, punt returner. And in Canada, you played a lot of quarterback and running back. Right. But now you get to Virginia and you're playing linebacker. Yeah. How has that adjustment, that learning curve been for you?
I was not ready, in the sense like, not that I wasn't ready mentally, but going from playing safety and very minimal snaps at linebacker in high school to then being thrown in a power 4 environment to play linebacker, there's really no way I could have been prepared. You know, it's like the physicality that you're required to have, and that mental thing that you need to have to take on a 300-pound lineman.
Pulling,
you need to shock, shed, hit a 230-pound running back.
Do that every play too.
And when I tell you my camp experience, the way I was getting yelled at, and I was deserving of it. And I'm not complaining at all, because I'd much rather a coach yell at me than just let me like
make a mistake and say nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Then you're written off.
Exactly, because then it's like, oh, they don't believe in me. They wrote me off. Just let the guy go by. Let him get his reps, you know, type of thing. Let him have quote unquote fun. So no, being a linebacker now is something that I'm still learning. I have a lot more to learn, but I'm happy that at this moment I can sit here and say that I am a linebacker, in the sense that I can read a puller, I can take on a block, I can make a tackle, and I can be physical. So still learning a lot, and that's why I'm excited for January and the spring ball, because I do believe that I can tap into something and grow from there.
100%. And do you have a specific like welcome to college football moment?
It's The whole camp experience.
The whole camp.
Like, again, like camp in itself is difficult,
right.
Whether or not you're accustomed to the position you're playing. But when you wake up in the morning and be like, okay, today I'm going to take on 300-pound blocks at full speed.
Play after play.
After play. And on top of that, not really know what I'm doing.
Right.
Because I had to learn a whole nother position. Like, I didn't know nothing about, like, if pullers comes, you have to like change your gap, or like how to take on counter blocks. I didn't know any of that gap responsibilities. In high school, I was an athlete,
right?
And I'm grateful they allowed me to be an athlete, because that was able to put my ability on display. And that's what allowed me to get recruited. But that's part of the pitch. When you're getting recruited, they say, "Listen, we're going to teach you how to play in the box,"
right?
Because I didn't know how to do it, and I think the staff. I don't think the staff freaked out in the sense of like, this kid is never gonna be anything. I think they understood the position I was in, that I really didn't know what I was doing. So I think I'm in a good position right now, to where I'm seeing steady growth, and I'm building confidence day to day. So
100%.
Yeah.
So like overall, if you could give yourself like on a scale from 1 to 10, how would you rate your freshman season?
With the opportunities I was given, I think I made the most of it. Redshirting, it's not fun. I think it was necessary though. Obviously, everyone wants to play.
Right.
So out of 10, I generally like 8, 9. Like I was in the weight room a lot, like 4 times a week. If you redshirt and you're lifting intensely 4 times a week. And I think there wasn't a day that I went in the gym and didn't give full effort. So I think I'll give myself credit for that. And I'll say 8, 9. In terms of my freshman year, I think I made the most of it. Yeah,
100%. And then shifting to a bit off the field pursuits.
Yeah,
Unmatched Club.
Yeah,
what can you disclose about that potential project coming up?
Yeah, so me and my boy Leo runs a clothing brand called Unmatched Energy, and we were talking one day, and we're like, why not use the platform that we're so like fortunate to have, and use it to build an extension of his. He makes street clothing, He has a streetwear brand, and why not tailor it to an athletic brand? And why not put our face on it, put my face on it? A lot of people from Ottawa are familiar with me, familiar with my journey, and I would love to maybe we can turn that into a run club one day. Maybe like a group of people that work out together. That there's so many ways you can take it, and I can't say we have our full vision as yet. But what we do know is that we want to make an impact, make a clothing brand, and not just a clothing brand, but have a message behind it. And allow that platform to let people spread their message as well through sports.
100%. Yeah. And with 2026, around the corner, what are some goals that you have on the field and off the field? Yeah, I want to. So on the field specifically, I want to get on the field this season. And that starts with a strong spring ball. So each day in spring ball, I'm pretty familiar with the playbook now. That's something as well that was a big thing that you have to get adjusted to. It's no longer cover 3, cover 4. Right. Play the flat, guard this man. There's every time, to put in perspective, anytime the offense shifts a receiver, there's something that the defense has to do. Some sort of communication that must be done. For sure. Responsibility change. Yeah. So you have to stunt the D-line a different way. Like, so much that goes on, and especially being a linebacker, you're kind of the quarterback of the defense. So everyone's kind of listening. The D-line's trying to listen, like, okay, listening to you. The DBs are listening to you. Like, so I mean, I just want to have a strong spring ball, and may everything else fall where they're supposed to go. I just want to give my best effort each day, and if I get on the field, I'm happy. If I don't, it's not my time yet, but one thing I can guarantee is I'm going to do my part for sure. 100%. Yeah. And where does J. Rowe see himself in 10 years from now? 10 years from now, I see myself... that's a good question. I want to be able to look back and know that I use football in a good way. I want to be able to have an impact on people's lives. Even right now, we have so much talent in Canada. It's ridiculous. Obviously we have a smaller population in the States, but I want to be able to show people that, listen, I went Division 1. I went to the league. We have a lot of guys that are already doing that right now. That are in the league right now, are top guys in college football. I want to be able to be in that position and inspire others. And I mean, I already have guys that DM me for advice, for training things, and for prep school stuff, and just overall
like asking me about my experience. So I want to be able to have an impact on people's lives in that way. I do want to play professionally. I want to take football as far as it can go. And I want to graduate with a degree and have a family. You know, I want to know that I gave my full effort and I took advantage of, because a lot of people wish they could hope and pray that they could be in the position that I'm in, and I'm never going to take that for granted, for sure.
100%. And last question, you know, you already touched on it a little bit to that one kid from Ottawa, from a small town, somewhere in the States, wherever it may be, who has dreams and aspirations of just creating something bigger than himself, whether that be with sports or without sports. What would your message to that kid be?
Stay down. Like, and I say that because, like, we grew up in a spot where, like, now we sound old, but like when COVID hit, like, especially because that was around the time I was looking into going to prep school or boarding school. So I'm like, when that hit, I could have sat down and been like, yeah, it's over. Like, borders closed, the vaccine talk, like, we don't know how any of this is gonna go. But I mean, during lockdown, I'm working out. I'm driving across the city. I'm going to a guy's basement, and I'm squatting in like a room in the basement. You know, I'm in my own basement. I was on my phone today, Snapchat memories 5 years ago. I have like old red dumbbells in my basement. Just skinny little Justin, just curling squat. I don't know if any of those were effective, but I mean, it gained discipline. You know, it was
did something
exactly. I'm doing pull-ups on my door frame. Like, just stay down, because you never know when the opportunity is going to come.
100%.
Even when I did get accepted to boarding school, like, it felt like yesterday, you know, so time's going to go by quick as well. So, you know, sometimes you may not feel like doing it, you may not feel like making that sacrifice, but last thing you want to do is live in regret.
For sure.
And that's something I tell myself to this day, because that still applies to me in the position I am today. College, high school, middle school, the professional life, it doesn't matter, you know. You never want to look back and say what I could have done. So yeah, just stay down. You never know when you're gonna get that call, when you're gonna get the opportunity. You know, yeah, that's what I would say, man. Like, to young Justin or anyone that aspires to do anything similar to what I'm doing, or anything else that has nothing to do with sports. Work hard, study hard. It doesn't matter.
Stay down till you come out.
Exactly. Stay down till you come out.
All right, for sure. Respect, but that's it, man. I really appreciate you taking the time to answer these questions, bro. You know, wishing you the best. Would you go back to UVA?
Yeah.
You know you're going to kill it. You got all the support come from the 613.
For sure.
So
it's love, bro.
Respect. Appreciate it.
Yo, fam. YunoJSA?